And while speaking of foreign players in Africa, Russia cannot be left out. It is a big, powerful player with deep influence across the continent. And one of the ways through which Russia maintains its stronghold is through security partnerships, with deployment of mercenaries as a key step. By capitalizing on the growing anti-West sentiment, Russia initially expanded its military cooperation with African nations by using the Wagner Group of mercenaries. But in recent years, Moscow has been pushing to replace the private Wagner mercenary group with Moscow's state-run Africa Corps. Now, the latest African nation where Moscow is pushing for the swap is the Central African Republic. For years, the Wagner Group has maintained its presence in the African nation, protecting the president Touadéra and his government. The Russian paramilitary group also helped the president win a 2023 constitutional referendum that could extend his power indefinitely. And in exchange, they've enjoyed access to the country's rich minerals, including gold. But now Russia wants to replace Wagner with the Africa Corps in the country and is reportedly asking for huge payment for further security services. But the Central African Republic is reluctant to agree to Moscow's demands, as it believes that the private-run Wagner would be more effective than state-controlled Africa Corps. Moreover, the country prefers to pay for services with minerals and not cash. In a similar move, Russia replaced Wagner mercenaries in Mali in June. And what is driving this transition is Russia's fear of yet another uprising. In June of 2023, the Wagner Group leader Yevgeny Prigozhin mutinied against the Russian military leadership, sparking the biggest crisis in President Vladimir Putin's 2 decades in power. Prigozhin severely criticized Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And later that year, in August, the Wagner head met with the same fate as Putin's critics often do. He died in a suspicious plane crash. Since then, Moscow has been developing the Africa Corps as a rival force to Wagner. Both Wagner and Africa Corps are Russian paramilitary groups, and it is estimated that 70 to 80% of Africa Corps personnel are Wagner veterans. Yet the two are different organizations. While Wagner is a private military group, Africa Corps is under the direct command of the Russian Defense Ministry. While Wagner actively engages on the battlefield, the Africa Corps is set to serve in a more advisory capacity. Since the African nations have had a fallout with their former colonial rulers like France, Russian support is crucial for them. And Moscow, being well aware of this, is taking full advantage of the situation. Now it remains to be seen, what will this growing reliance on Russian mercenaries cost these African nations in the long run?
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
$36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion kakaljo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.